This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so in last class we discussed a lot of concepts in CSS2, and today we will close all CSS with the positions. The one more concept is positions. Let's take a new file, and this will be CSS positions. And how positions will be? There are multiple kind of positions. One is a static position, one is absolute position, one is relative position, one is fixed position, and one more concept is Z index. Okay, so let's work with the static position first. So what about static position is? Okay, so in your box, in your HTML, all elements are going to be arranging one after another. All elements are going to be arranging one after another. This is what actually static position is. And in this position, elements cannot able to overlap. In this position, elements are not movable. But coming to absolute position, elements are going to be arranging one top of another. Okay, so this is the first element, this is the second element, and this is the third element. I can able to adjust my elements one top of another. That is called absolute position. Next, relative position. In this position, elements are going to be arranging one top of another. It's not a problem. And elements are going to be taking position from adjacent element. Elements are going to be taking position from adjacent element. For example, in absolute position, every element taking position from the body. Every element taking position from the body. But coming to the relative position, first element is taking from the body. This element is going to be taking position from the adjacent element. That is called relative position. In fixed position, maybe your element is going to be fixed on top of the body. This element is got fixed, and this element also got fixed. And I can able to move my content. I can able to scroll my content. I can able to scroll my content top to bottom. These two elements are got fixed. That is called a fixed position. This is static. This is static position, and this is absolute position, and this is relative position, and this is fixed position. This is fixed position. Yes, static position, absolute position, relative position, fixed position. Four kind of positions which are going to be available in CSS. Let me save this. Okay, 11 by 2. And this is going to be positions. Okay, so now we write one by one. First one, static position. How static position will be? In this position, elements cannot move or cannot move. In this position, top, right, left, bottom values will not apply. Okay, that is basically static position. Default by default static position. By default elements will take static position. By default elements will take static position. And second one, absolute position. How absolute position will be? In this position, elements can able to move. Elements can move. Elements can move. In this position, top left, bottom values will apply. By default, okay, this will do it. Elements taking position from body. Body. Elements taking position from body. And coming to the next one, relative position. Okay, let me write something for this relative position. In this position, elements can move. In this position, top left, bottom values will apply. And elements taking position from adjacent element. Adjacent element. Adjacent element. That is what actually called a relative position. Next, fourth one, fixed position. Fixed position. In this position, elements can move. In this position, top, right, bottom values will apply. Elements taking position from body. And let me write a program for all the positions one by one. Okay, notes. Next, first one, static position. Static position dot html. Okay, so let me take two elements now. H1. Okay, so web development something. Web development. And let me take one more H1. Let me write a style sheet for all the things. Style open style close. For H1, giving background color blue violet. Color will be white. Text align center. Okay, let's see how these two elements are going to be adjusting one after another. Even you take another element after this element, it is going to be taken. That is what the static position is. Next one, absolute position. Absolute position. Absolute. Absolute. Dot html. In this position value will be absolute. Position value will be absolute. Now you can see the output of the absolute position. Elements are going to be arranging one top of another. I want to move the element, one element, another element. For this element, I am giving class 1. For this element, I am giving class 2. Yesterday, we discussed about selectors, right? That selectors we will try to apply now. Okay. For 1.1, I am just moving the element top 20 pixel and the left 20 pixel. But 2, for 2, I am giving position top 100 pixel and left 100 pixel. Okay, now you see how these two elements are going to be adjusted. So now first element taking position from top left. Even second element also taking position from top left. Yeah. So this is what actually called a static position. Sorry, absolute position is. We done with static position, we done with absolute position. So the next position is going to be relative position. How relative position is going to be working? How relative position is going to be working? Next, position relative. Both elements, position relative. If I am going to be taking relative position, how these elements are going to be adjusting? Yeah. So first element taking position from top and relative position. Second element is taking position from adjacent element. Adjacent element is already first element is available. From the first element, it is taking the top value. From the first element, it is taking the top value. That is what actually called relative position. Third one is relative position. Yeah. Okay, fine. These three different kind of positions we got applied. So the next one, fixed position. How fixed position will be? We take new, paste, save it as fixed position. Fixed underscore fixed.html. In this position, what I want to do, for the first element, I want to give the first element. First of all, position should be absolute or relative. Let me keep it relative. And for first element, I'm giving position fixed. First element, I'm giving position fixed. At the same time, top value 0 pixel, left value top already there, top value 0 pixel, just delete 0, left 0, width of the element 100%, and padding 10 pixel, margin 0 pixel, and I don't want any second element also here. Okay, now you see how this element is going to be adjusting. Okay, let me give the background color something like this, and color will be white, and text align center. Now we see how this element got fixed on top of the body. Now I'm going to be taking multiple paragraph after this h1. This is a lorem. I'm going to be taking multiple paragraphs now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm going to be taking a lot of paragraphs. I have a bunch of content, but your content is moving, but your element is not moving. This is what actually called fixed position is. This is what actually called fixed position is.